Another day, another project. John Deere 5075E. We got to mow because, damn, it's been raining and stuff's been growing. This is my mower deck. It's John Deere MX7. I've got to service it before I put it into service and get working. So it's basically sharpen the blades, check the gear oil, grease the PTO shaft, and I think that's it. It's decked out in Memorial Day, and I'm just going to leave that on while I mow. But on Memorial Day and Veterans Day and 4th of July, I put the flag on it and park it on the corner of my property. Bob here is going to help me. I'm not sure what that means, but as long as he doesn't piss on everything, I'm good to go. With all that being said, let's get to work. Well, there it is. It's absolutely not perfect, but we made a lot of progress. Now, when I work on it, I only get slightly dirty instead of absolutely filthy. So let's get, I want to get it all moved over in front of my shop over there. And that piece of equipment's in my way too. Anyway, I want to get it moved over there, and then we can work on it. Actually, I'll put it over in front of the first bay. Let me get this moved over there, and then we'll do the rest of the service. Welcome to my tractor. Give it a minute to warm up. Get the loader out of the way. Let's bring the RPMs up a little. Ignore that. That's a project for later on. I've got a new fuel sender. Actually, I've had the fuel sender for 3 years. I just haven't gotten around to putting it in. Okay, let's lift the mower deck. There we go, that's good enough. I've got the PTO is not connected. PTO over here is not connected, so I don't want to bring it up too high because it'll hit the hit the 3-point. So anyway, let's get her moved. My sunset tonight. We may not be in the mountains of Colorado, but the views here are pretty stunning. Sorry for all the jumping around, but you know, I am trying to drive a tractor here. Get the window open. go. I think that's, let me get it out of gear here before I forget what I'm doing and lift my foot and wind up having to replace a door. Anyway, I think this is good enough for tonight. I need to lift it up with the, I'll lift the 3-point as high as I can. I'll get the jack under it, get some jack stands under it, and then sharpen the blade. So, but that's for tomorrow morning. Well, we got weather coming in, so I'm going to try to get some mowing done. I don't know why it beeps like that. It just does. Out here on a flat spot, and then I'll set the height on it, and then we'll head out to the fields and try to get a little bit done. But there's our weather coming in, and that's headed right towards us, so try to get some work done today. The deck height set. And what I'm looking for is, you got the chains down at the bottom. I want to set them about 1 inch or 2 above the ground. That's good enough. And this is always the exciting part that's turning it on. And get a little more RPMs. And gauge the PTO. And there we go. You can check down here, and this is a 480. Right now we're running at 310 RPMs on the blade. I'll set the transmission here for third gear, and I think we're in B, so B3. I'll kick the RPMs up here in a minute. Right after we mow some rocks. Glad I sharpened those blades. Okay. There we go. Quick check. Everything looks good. Get that window closed. Try to drive a straight line for the next few hours going around in circles. And we'll bring the RPMs up a little bit more. All right, around 1700 RPMs. Now I'm not going to do the ditches and stuff over here. I'll bring out either the smaller John Deere or the Kubota. There goes some more of the driveway, and we'll get those. Have a badger that lived right along in here, so I got to be careful not to fall into his hole. We like badgers out here. We like badgers and bull snakes. There's my neighbor. See, is that the hole right there? Right in this area here. Some ant hills. We'll take care of that here pretty quick. Something moved in right there. Bunny rabbit right there. I usually don't get too close to the wire. Fences nowadays are stupid expensive. To give you an idea, this is a quarter-mile long, this fence here. It's $10,000. And that was a few years ago. Now I doubt if you can even get somebody out to do it because they're so busy. See me up here in the mirror, and you can see my new camera. I went with a GoPro Hero Black. It's either, I think it's 11 or 12, I don't know. But I was finally able to figure out how to get the Rode wireless microphone to work with it. So hopefully my videos today are much better than they were a year ago, or even actually just a few months ago. Do a quick check out back. I'm gonna do a drone shot, so let me get the drone up in the air. Yeah, I don't have a drone. I'm lucky to have this camera and microphone set up. Now, if you've been a long-time viewer of this channel, I've talked about when, especially with the DR trimmers, I rented the land out, I leased the land out to some people that were growing CBD, and they brought in a bunch of greenhouses. Well, they're over there. Well, they went bankrupt. And if you think bankruptcy is fair, it's not. It's an absolute mess. Cost my wife and I a lot of money for them to go bankrupt. So, and that's not just money we didn't make. That's just we had to pay. We had to hire lawyers, and then we finally wound up writing a big check just to get them off our property. When I make the turn up here, you'll see it. And we used to have 11 greenhouses up here, and we're down to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, yeah. And of those 7, 2 are sold. 3 were sold as of this morning, but then they just texted me and said that they're too busy, they're going to have to pass. But we'll see, they may come back. Okay, when I make the turn up here, I want to get past this pile of steer and take a look back, check on the mower deck, see how it's doing. I can barely drive in a straight line when I'm not trying to record. So the fact that I'm recording and trying to drive, don't judge me on my poor driving skills. Anyway, I figured I'd bring you along for one lap of the place. Or at least one lap of this section. There's a whole nother section over here that, I don't know when I'll get to it. All depends on weather. If it's wet, I don't like to mow because all it does is stick to the inside of your mower deck. I'm doing less than 4 miles an hour, and I'm sure there's some people out there that will be putting in the comments how fast I should go. And matter of fact, if you know about mowing this stuff, go ahead down in the comments section and give us your opinion on what the RPM should be and what my speed should be. And you can see that it's not real thick stuff. It's mostly, I'm doing this for weed abatement. We get something out here called Canada thistle, and if you don't keep it mowed or under control, the I don't know who it is. Somebody sends me a letter and makes me go out and get rid of it, and then I have to prove that I've gotten rid of it. So what I've found is if I just keep the place mowed, they leave me alone. Here's the chicken tractors we made, and I don't know if I did videos on those. There's the original one, and then I've got this one here and this one here that I built last year, and they work great. They work much better than the other one. They're lighter weight, and I used well, we used to call them 10-speeds. I used 10-speed rims on the back, and they're super maneuverable. Unlike the smaller wheels, I don't know. Let's just say I learned from doing my first one. There's my solar array, and I gotta tell you, my electric bill last month, $26. And that's mostly just fees. So they've gotten wise to the solar, and they just cranked up the fees, so everybody has to pay more. So anyway, I missed a spot here, so I pretty much have to redo this section, and then I'll pick up down at the end and head back across. That's my closest neighbor. He's his door to my door is about, I don't know, 300 yards, and there's some more gravel that I'm using to clean off the inside of my deck. Circuit around a small section of the property that I get to mow. So anyway, is my mowing perfect? Nope. Do I make progress? Yes. Is my mower deck maintenance perfect? Nope. But I do make progress. So thanks for watching, and thanks for coming out and helping me mow my field. So now I'm gonna turn on my audiobook and basically zone out and go around in circles for about 10 hours. Thanks for watching.